Are you ready to watch another fun video on how rich kids spend their cash? Well, stay tuned because we're about to give you a glimpse into the lives of the rich kids of Israel. This Middle Eastern country has citizens that are oozing with wealth, and with their net worths reaching millions and billions of dollars, it's really no surprise that they love to spend and flaunt their cash every second of the day. Just wait until you see the young Israeli kid who spent thousands of dollars on 3 iPhone X cell phones during one shopping trip. You won't want to miss it. Before we jump into it, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more rich kids from around the world. Now, join us as we take a look inside the lives of the rich kids of Israel. Israel may be known as the Holy Land, but the rich kids of this country also consider it to be their playground. This amazing country has no shortage of beaches, history, culture, traditions, and more. Some people are attracted to the scenery, while others can't get enough of the non-stop 24/7 nightlife. The country of Israel is the birthplace of some of the world's richest people, including real estate tycoon David Azrieli. When he passed away in 2014 at the age of 92, he left his fortune to his heirs, including his 4 children and 7 grandchildren. With one of his company's assets worth over $1 billion, it's pretty clear that his heirs are rolling in dough. For other Israeli kids, their parents may not be worth billions of dollars, but that hasn't stopped them from acquiring a substantial amount of wealth on their own. They've been able to become entrepreneurs at really young ages and start their own businesses that rake in tons of cash. Meet Dar Bukopsa. You may recognize him as one of the rich kids of London, but Dar was actually born in Israel and spends a lot of his time in Tel Aviv and other ritzy parts of the country where the rich mingle. Dar considers himself to be a self-made entrepreneur, and the story about how he made his millions is very inspiring. He started out as a salesman for the luxury skincare and cosmetics company Vine Vera. 5 years later, when he was just 25 years old, he was given the distribution rights to the entire company. So what does that mean exactly? Well, it means Dar isn't short on cash. In fact, he's super rich and he's living the type of lifestyle most people his age can only dream of. His Instagram account is full of photos from his jet-setting lifestyle. When he's not spending his cash in Israel, he's riding around London in his two-toned Rolls-Royce or zipping through the streets in his flashy Lamborghini. A car like this would break the bank for most people, but not Dar. It has a price tag of about $200,000, and we're sure this price didn't even make a dent in his wallet. You would think that a rich kid would treat their super pricey car as their most prized possession, right? But since these kids have money that seems to be growing on trees, they don't even think twice about dirtying up their flashy cars just for a cool photo op. Just check out Dar and his fellow rich Israeli friends who are using his luxury Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon as a couch. They all seem to be having a great time sitting on top of the vehicle during their trip to Greece. This SUV is a symbol of wealth and status, and it has a price tag well above $100,000. Can you imagine riding around in a car that costs the amount as a home in some areas? Yeah, neither can we. With so much money streaming into his bank account, he has no choice but to spend it and flaunt his purchases online, of course. In interviews, he has bragged about taking an 11-day shopping trip to Singapore and Hong Kong. And while he's shopping, his bank account is getting replenished with more deposits each and every day. His wardrobe consists of the most expensive and trendiest clothes one can buy. He even admitted that he has some shoes in his closet that are worth more than some of his friends' cars. Dar isn't the only rich kid of Israel who's enjoying the fruits of his labor and living a flashy lifestyle. Let us introduce you to Tomer. He was born and raised in Tel Aviv, and by the time he reached his mid-20s, he was one of the most successful rich kids in the entire country. He started his own finance company and began trading stocks during the day. He became so good at it, he claimed he once made over $500,000 in a single week. Can you imagine what it would be like to make that kind of money? It's more than what most people make in a year, or 2 years, or even 5 years. Although he doesn't recommend other kids get involved in his risky business venture, he considers himself to be a success story. He was able to learn the ropes quickly, and he's now reaping the benefits of all of his hard work. A typical day for him means on average $20,000 to $25,000 is deposited into his bank account thanks to his gains made in the stock market. As soon as the money hits his account, he's blowing it on watches, clothes, gadgets, food, and drinks. He told a publication that he loves to show his success online so that others can see that anything's possible. He didn't come from a rich upbringing, but he was still able able to make something out of himself. He hopes to be an inspiration to not only Israeli kids, but to kids all over the globe. His social media pictures are proof that not all rich kids of Israel are living off of their parents. There are some of them who work hard just so they can play even harder. Some rich kids may leave Israel behind to travel the world, but for the ones who prefer to stay close to their homeland, there's no shortage of really expensive homes for them to live in. One of the country's most prestigious areas is this wealthy beachfront neighborhood in the western part of the city of Herzliya. About 10,000 residents call this district home, and they all have one thing in common: they're filthy rich. This beautifully designed home looks like a mansion that a rich kid of Israel would definitely live in with their parents. It has over 7,000 square feet of living space, 7 gorgeous bedrooms, a study room, and a home theater so they can watch their favorite movies. Wouldn't it be cool to have a theater in your home so you never had to go out to a public cinema again? One can only dream. Can you guess what the price tag is on this home? Well, believe it or not, but it will cost you $32.5 million US. Okay, so not all rich Israelis can afford to live in a house that expensive, but there are still some other opulent options available for them that will suit their taste. A penthouse in Tel Aviv's Manhattan Tower will cost them $25 million, proving that this city has some of the most expensive pieces of real estate in the entire world. A 2-bedroom luxury apartment in India might cost $160,000, but a similar apartment of that same size will cost you around $1.45 million in the city of Tel Aviv. And it's no surprise there are thousands of people in the country who are ready and willing to plop down that amount of cash to live in the country's most luxurious areas. When they're not getting pampered and getting some much-needed rest in their luxury estates, the rich kids of Israel are hitting up the local malls to shop till they drop. This mall is in a ritzy shopping avenue, and it's the home to many international brands. After a rich kid is done hitting up the Rolex store to buy a bunch of new timepieces, they can head over to one of the shop's beautiful restaurants or cafes to enjoy a meal and do some people watching. Over in North Tel Aviv, a Louis Vuitton boutique opened up, and we're sure the rich kids of Israel were a few of its first customers. On any given day, you'll see the rich kids of this country walking around draped in Louis Vuitton purchases from head to toe. They're also really big fans of the brand Supreme. Just check out Dora as he's all decked out in his Supreme goodies. He looks like a supermodel, doesn't he? We can imagine he has thousands of dollars worth of designer duds in his possession. Wouldn't you love to go shopping in his closet? We know we would. But not only is his closet on fleek, he also has some pretty cool gadgets to keep him busy when he's not running around town in his designer clothing. Here he is surfing the net in his living room. In his hand, you can see a brand new iPhone X. But check out the Supreme duffel bag that's sitting right next to him. There are 2 more iPhone X cell phones peeking out from the inside of the bag. With his phone's starting price listed as $999, it's pretty clear that he just spent thousands of dollars just to have not 1, not 2, but 3 new cell phones. We're not sure why he needs 3 phones, but we're sure he has a good reason for spending that amount of cash on his favorite electronics. Who knows, maybe he uses one phone to make calls, the other phone to send text messages, and the third phone to update his social media profiles. When you're as rich as he is, having a bunch of different cell phones is no big deal. It's just a way of life. His social media followers stay glued to his account, and they can't wait until he uploads a new lavish picture so they can hit the like button. He's just one of the many rich kids of Israel who loves to show off their extravagant lifestyle online. And we hate to admit it, but we love to sit back and watch as they jet set all across the globe. There's nothing wrong with living vicariously through the life of a rich kid, right? For some people, traveling is a big deal. They have to make sure they can take time off from work or school. And then they have to save enough money to purchase an economy class ticket on an airplane. But the rich kids don't have to worry about saving or booking in advance. And when they travel, they're traveling in style. Their modes of transportation are a bit different and super expensive. You'll always see them flying in a first-class seat whenever they board a commercial flight. In first class, they're able to have more legroom, more privacy, and they can nibble on the most expensive food while sipping on their custom drinks. But a lot of them prefer a more secluded form of travel, even if they know it will cost them a ton of cash. They may charter a private jet or a helicopter to whisk them away whenever they feel like getting out of town. When they land at their destination, they're not searching for a low-cost hotel to lay their heads. They're immediately heading towards the water because that's where they meet up with all of their fellow rich friends. They love to have glamorous parties aboard yachts until the wee hours of the morning. They get to party, dance, and just enjoy life, while capturing it all for their social media followers. A yacht like this isn't cheap either. On average, a super yacht will cost $275 million, and that doesn't include docking fees, fuel, insurance, and maintenance costs. Do you think these Israeli rich kids care about blowing a few $100 just to lounge on their own personal boat all day? Not a chance. That brings us to the end of our video. We hope you enjoyed it. Are you shocked by the way these rich kids of Israel are living their lives? Let us know your answer in the comment section below, and the most original reply will get pinned to our channel. Be sure to subscribe so you can be notified when we upload a brand new video. See you next time!